Hey everyone, welcome to Anaheim Park Tourist. In today's video, I'm giving you my overnight experience at the Candy Cane Inn. Now, I stayed at the Candy Cane along with my oldest son a couple weeks before filming this video, and it is located at 1747 South Harbor in Anaheim. It is 6/10 of a mile or an 11-minute walk to the gates of Disneyland. We use the TripAdvisor categories to break down this video, and we're gonna first start off with staff and service. Everybody I came into contact with at the Candy Cane was extremely friendly. I was very happy with my stay. When I arrived at the Candy Cane, it was really early in the morning. It was about 10:30 in the morning. I checked in with the intention of just dropping my bags off at the front desk, and I was pleasantly surprised when I was told my room was ready. So I did all the paperwork. My son and I left the front desk to go up to our room and drop our bags off and head to Disneyland when we noticed the Candy Cane trolley, which is the shuttle to Disneyland, was parked and getting ready to go. And so we stuck our head inside the shuttle and asked, "How much longer until you leave?" And the shuttle driver said, "Hey, I'll tell you what, I'm waiting for another couple to come down here. I'll wait for the two of you. Go ahead and take your time, drop your things off, and come on back." And sure enough, we dropped our things, got our stuff ready. We were able to board the trolley and take the shuttle to Disneyland. Up next is property renovations. Now, this property is freshly renovated, and we're gonna start off at the outside. A while back, we stayed at the Desert Palms. When we were having breakfast at the Desert Palms, we noticed that they were redoing the entire pool area at the Candy Cane. And what is really nice about the pool at the Candy Cane is there's a larger pool for everybody to use. There's a spa, and there is a kiddie pool. So that kiddie pool is shallow, made for smaller children, and just a nice touch for those children who are a little bit more scared to get in that deeper pool. The exterior grounds are really nice and peaceful. There's a garden that surrounds the hotel, and it just gives it a nice overall feel. The parking is a little bit tight, so if you have a bigger vehicle, these spots will be tight for you. The interior of this room was freshly renovated, and we are very happy with our stay there. Now, I want to point out we did book a 2-queen standard room, and this room does run on the smaller side. If you are a family of 4 with older children, the room will be tight, but this room should fit you just fine. If you are 4 adults, once again, this room will be tight, but you should be okay. Now, where it gets a little more complicated is if you have smaller children with all those things that you need to bring with smaller children, this room will definitely be a lot tighter. So we stayed at a standard room years ago when our children were smaller, and we had 2 strollers and all those things that you needed to bring, and we remember it was very cramped in there. You may want to consider getting the bigger room, but it was still doable for us. If you are a person that requires a scooter, my suggestion is to call the Candy Cane. I'm not 100% sure if a scooter would fit in this room. Just double check with them and they'll make their recommendations. Moving on to room comfort and noise. One thing I want to point out about this room is it was really quiet in the evening. You still hear those loudest cars drive by. There's no escaping their exhaust even at the biggest brand name hotels, but the overall buzz of harbor, you just didn't hear it in the room, which was nice. Now, when people walk by the room, you can hear those conversations of people walking by, but one thing I did not hear were footsteps, and I did not hear luggage rolling by. That is such a nice touch when you're in a room, because we stayed at other hotels where you hear luggage and footsteps as people walk by, and it can be a little disruptive if you're trying to take a nap or sleep. The beds at the Candy Cane were very comfortable, and we loved the pillows. When we stay in the Disneyland Resort, we usually stay at 1 or 2 hotels on every trip. We stayed at the Candy Cane, and then we moved over to the Holiday Inn on South Manchester, and even my 15-year-old son was complaining about the beds at the Holiday Inn. He said, "I miss those beds at Candy Cane." Let me tell you, we really enjoyed them. They were very comfortable. We liked the pillows. They were perfect for us. Of course, bed comfort is always subjective, but we felt like they were very comfortable. The only knock I have for the room is the water pressure in the shower, and we have noticed poor water pressure in the shower at many other hotels, and it is most likely due to the drought in California. Next up are the amenities, and Candy Cane has quite a few. The most important is the included breakfast, and we always love taking advantage of hotels that offer free breakfast. Breakfast included Chobani yogurt, there were donuts, bagels, bread, cereal, fresh fruit, boiled eggs, cheese, coffee, tea, and juice. What we did notice after we got home, Candy Cane announced on their social media that they're getting waffle makers. The next big amenity at at the Candy Cane is the dedicated trolley or shuttle to Disneyland. That trolley leaves the Candy Cane Hotel on the top of the hour and drops you off at the Disneyland Transportation Center at stop number 13, which is the closest stop to security. We found that it was easier to get the shuttle to Disneyland, and usually on the way back, we usually get sidetracked and we'd always forget that it was leaving on the 15. But it is a nice perk, especially if your feet are tired or you do require a shuttle and you just do not have to deal with art. This question has been asked and the Candy Cane does offer it, and it's free luggage storage while you're going to Disneyland. So on our day at checkout, we went ahead and dropped our luggage off at the front desk. We enjoyed a full day at Disneyland, and when we returned, we went to the front desk, gave them our luggage tags, and we had our luggage in 2 to 3 minutes. It was a great service because we know some hotels are asking you to keep your luggage in your car, which I'm not really a big fan of. I'd rather have it locked up somewhere in the hotel itself. I did notice that the Candy Cane does have security and they seem to be there all the time. I'm not aware of the hours, but it was nice knowing that there was security on site, on property. The other big perk at the Candy Cane, it's one of the few hotels in the area that offers free parking. So if you are driving to the Disneyland Resort, you can leave your car there. You're not going to get charged for parking. Finally, there are some nearby amenities that you can take advantage of. Right next door to the Candy Cane, there is a convenience store. I've never been in there, but I've peeked inside. They have some alcohol, they have gifts and whatnot. Around the corner from the Candy Cane, there is a 7-Eleven. And then across the street, you can take advantage of a CVS or a Walgreens. And then directly across the street, there is a small strip mall, and you can take advantage of a couple different restaurants in there. Who would want to stay at the Candy Cane? And first off, if you're one of those Candy Cane fans, get down there, and I think you're going to really enjoy the brand new rooms. We really enjoyed it ourselves. If you are a family that likes to stay closer to Disneyland, have a dedicated shuttle and an included breakfast, this is a perfect place for you. Now, if you did miss a room tour, go ahead and click the link here. And if you are planning on staying at the Candy Cane or you stayed at it recently, let us know in the comments below. We want to know what your experience was like. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.